Well, hello everybody, and thanks for joining us here this afternoon. We're coming to you live from Lambton College, and specifically the Lambton College Esports Arena. Got the T-shirt too and everything.
That's very nice.
E-gaming is huge, and Lambton College is the first to have the esports program, but they also have a varsity team, and we're privileged to have Coach Dave Mastrobono. I said that right?
Very good, yes.
Okay, all right. Thanks for joining us here. And you are the coach for the varsity team here at Lambton College.
Correct.
How did you come across that? Did you ever think you'd be coaching something like this?
I did not until someone from the IT department actually mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I kind of have a good background on some of those games, so I decided to throw in my application, and here I am.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, so you have a background in gaming then?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of games were you into before you got into this?
I was mainly into Counter-Strike 1.6 way back then.
Okay.
I was not really on a professional team, but I was on one of the top teams in Canada.
All right.
And we participated in many tournaments throughout North America, basically.
Well, I have to say, and you probably get this from time to time. I mean, I'm 48 years old, so I mean, I was playing Pong and
Right.
toy guns were shooting at a square guy on the screen, and then of course Pac-Man and all that stuff. But I never really thought I'd be sitting here interviewing somebody about playing games. I know it's more than that, and I don't insult it, but do you run into that sort of thing often when people talk about joining? Maybe parents say, "Oh, my kid's on he plays games on a team at the college."
Right. Well, now it's kind of different because you can actually get paid a lot of money
Yeah.
to play. Back then it was maybe a couple $100 or a couple thousand, but now it's basically you can make a career out of yourself
Yeah.
by just playing games.
Yeah. And how does that work? That's sponsorships or
Oh yeah,
large
everything.
companies like Twitch.
Yeah, Intel, everyone, Nvidia.
Yeah. I know. Was it the Air Canada Centre? Just was it not too long ago? Had like a large event, and they put like 30,000 people to watch these. Like, people not only just play these things, but there are huge audiences that go to large arenas to watch. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's still stunning to me to be able to do that. So, moving forward with the varsity team that you're coaching, what games are you guys focused on the most?
Well, right now we're focusing on CS:GO, Overwatch, and League of Legends.
Okay. How do you coach gaming? Like, you could say basketball. You run plays, and baseball. You learn how to throw a ball, like all that stuff. But how does coaching gaming work?
You basically have to set time aside and watch the individual player play his game.
Okay.
And then you want to, make sure that he understands, what he did wrong throughout that.
Okay.
And that's why I'm basically here.
Right. So so you're not so much you're not teaching them how to play the game.
Oh no! If I was doing that, then we wouldn't even.
That'd be
here.
a course, right?
Right.
Yeah. So these guys have taken it upon themselves. And when I say guys, are there women involved in the team as well, or is that separate, or is it co-op?
There can be, but we only had one actually try out, and that was for the League of Legends team.
Okay.
But unfortunately, she wasn't.
All right. So women aren't as common in this arena yet,
Right
or?
now, no, but maybe in upcoming year.
Yeah. Well, I think we look at a lot of sports. I mean, if you look at poker, for example, men are dominating in that sport, but women are slowly more and more coming into this, and maybe now that Oprah gave her speech, maybe we'll see more.
Right.
I don't know, but is there any reason why you think it's just women don't seem to be as popular in this?
Maybe not. There's not too many gamers in, I guess, Ontario. I'm not really too sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, there's some out there, but maybe
Yeah.
just not here.
Right. Okay.
Because Sarnia is not really a big city.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. So what's next for the team? You've got some a tournament coming up this afternoon. Is that right?
We have a couple matches at 3 o'clock today. Yes.
All right. And who you taking on there?
There is this French school. I think it's in Quebec. I'm not really too sure for the CS:GO team.
Okay.
And I'm not really too sure on the Overwatch. They're
Right.
playing like an open league.
Oh, I
so
see.
They can basically play anyone.
So you'll know when you sit down who you're
Right,
taking
right.
on. Well, that's got to be weird. I mean, don't you want to prepare for who you're playing against, or do you know
Oh.
these teams, or?
Oh, I've seen the players, like their profiles and stuff.
Okay.
So
All right.
I've done my background checks on
Okay, all right. So the match today around 3 o'clock, and how long will a match typically last?
It depends on the game. Like for CS:GO, roughly 40 minutes to an hour.
Okay,
Overwatch can be roughly the same.
all right. Pardon me. Well, good luck to you.
All right,
And
thanks,
we'll be
Dave.
watching from afar, and we're gonna keep tracking everything that's going on here today. So I appreciate you giving us your time.
All right, thank you.
Dave Mastrobuono, he's the coach for the eVarsity team here at Lambton College, and we're gonna have some more interviews. I'm David Burrows, broadcasting for the Video Show Network. We'll take a short break, and then I'll have my next guest up. Stay tuned. All right. Well, as promised, we are back here once again. If you're just tuning in and watching us, we're broadcasting live currently right now on Twitch. We're on Periscope and live on YouTube as well. And we appreciate you taking the time to click on one of those links and share it around so we can get some more attention here. We're at Lambton College here in Sarnia today, and specifically at the Esports Arena, the new Esports Arena. And today is actually open house for the college, and lots of people wandering around checking things out, including the new esports program, which we'll be able to talk about what that is a little bit later on. But the eVarsity team is here, and we just spoke to the coach, Dave Mastrobuono, and now captain of the team, Forrest Boyer. Did I say that right?
Yep, good enough.
I did.
Works
That'll
for me,
work,
brother.
eh? Well, thanks so much for joining us here. I mean, I know you and I have sort of started to get to know each other over the
Yeah.
past couple of months,
Yeah, I'm the loud one.
Yes, you are.
It's really
But that's okay. You're entertaining.
yes. Thank you.
What is it about esports that? Well, let's go back a little further. I mean, how long have you been playing the games?
So originally I started very heavily when I was about 12.
Just I want to get you
Okay,
the,
sure. Okay, thank you.
for the
Okay.
guy that's normally really
Yeah,
loud.
fair.
There you go.
So originally I started playing World of Warcraft very heavily. I was 12, 14,
Okay.
and they had a very basic bare bones PvP system back then. And I was climbing the ladder. I hit high rank, and then I kind of middled around a couple different games.
All right.
And then I quit esports to play Magic the Gathering, the card game.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I attended Pro Tour Ireland,
Wow.
Pro Tour Dublin, and Pro Tour Kyoto, Japan. And then I decided to go to Lambton College, and you just can't play competitive Magic the Gathering and go to college at the same time. You can't just leave to go to a different country.
I guess.
So now I play video games again.
Right. That's really that's kind of a crazy story. Like from
Yeah.
my world to think about, like you traveled pro to
Yes.
to and then you came to Lambton College.
Yep.
And that's really interesting in itself, because I think often I'm sort of proud because I'm
Yeah.
from Sarnia, but like Lambton College is an amazing school.
Yeah, no one really respects it, but it's honestly great.
It's underrated.
Yeah,
I think
it's completely underrated. It's a great, like, it's very innovative and it's just ignored, to be honest. But it doesn't deserve that rap. It's a great college.
So what brought you here?
Honestly, the fact that it was very close and that I haven't really heard bad experience. At worst, the worst thing I've ever heard about Lambton is a mediocre experience.
Right. Okay.
So like, and that kind of really, like, in basically throughout my entire life, I've kind of learned to be wary of things. But when everyone says, "Oh yeah, it's not bad," like, or it's good, like, everyone's negative, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be great, and it was great.
Yeah.
What else can I say? I'm still here.
And now you're. What year is this for you?
This is my first year. First
Your
term.
first year. Okay. And now you're on the E varsity team. You're the captain. What kind of as the captain, and I was asking Dave, the coach, earlier, like, you talk about coaching basketball or coaching hockey. I mean, there's probably some obvious things in there that you would do, but as a coach, as a captain, how do you captain, or how do you coach esports?
I think when you're trying to coach esports, you need to realize that one of the biggest differences is when someone plays basketball very competitively, right? Like, they kind of only really play it competitively. It's kind of hard to hold back. But when you're playing video games, I find that it's very easy for me to go home and just play a couple casual games.
Right.
And, like, it's that's a bad attitude to have. You should always try your best, get very competitive all the time, right? So I've tried to keep my attitude as competitive as possible, and same for my fellow players, right? Like, you can't really have off days in a game like this, because you have kids playing 9-8 hours a day every day, 365 days a year, right? Like, you need to be competitive as much as possible.
Okay.
So you need to transfer that attitude to your players so they give you 110% every game. There's no other option.
Right.
Or
so
you just get fall behind.
The mindset is important for sure. And again, that goes with anything that we really do.
Of course,
sports for sure, right? So you bring a lot of that to. So do you have meetings before the game? Do you have team meetings about how strategies? And I mean, it's just
usually yes.
How planned out is this?
Usually going into each game, like if it's a serious game, we'll plan out what we're going to do on each map we play, what everyone's role is going to play, which players are going to play, what we're going to even come out the gates on with, right? We need to be prepared because the game is so communication based.
Right.
One fault in communication just can cascade.
Okay.
Into a complete train wreck. Like, we've lost games because one person didn't understand the role for 30 seconds.
Right.
Like,
there's a huge timing factor in this.
Yeah, because this 30 seconds cascades into a 2-minute long failure because you fail for 30 seconds, so you need to correct yourself. So you need to make sure that you're always working as a team and you're always aware of what could go wrong.
Right. There's a lot of strategy planned ahead, but how much? I guess I want to say how much improv is required. I mean,
a lot of
that's
improv.
constant too.
Yeah, it's constant because you can plan something out, but you never know. Like, because the game is so mental, right? Like, not only are you thinking over what you're doing, what your opponent's doing, you're also worrying about yourself getting tilted off, right? So you need to keep a positive attitude, while at the same time anything can fly at you, right? Like, you don't know, like, your opponent can do a play that's just terrible, but you weren't prepared for it.
Yeah.
It kills you. What can you do, right?
Yeah. So it's sort of like chess in a sense, right?
Like,
I mean,
chess is the beginning of all strategy, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So where do you get your strategies from, or how do you sit down? Does it come from obviously experience, but knowing your opponents as well?
It's kind of hard to research your opponents, mainly because a lot of the time their matches aren't available, right?
Right.
Like, they aren't broadcasting a lot of their games. So what you try to do is you try to, like, personally with my players, I try to imitate the greats, like the greats in the game currently. So, like, whatever team's doing like this new hot strategy, we'll try it out, or how are they playing the game, right? Because these are players who are, like, you need to accept the fact they're better than us, right?
Yep.
So it's good to at least learn from people who are better than you as much as possible.
Who would some of those be?
All the people in the Overwatch League, personally.
Yeah.
Like, they're all great. Like, there's very few players in that league who I think there's actually just no players who don't deserve to be there. Like, they all deserve to be at the Overwatch League.
Yeah.
So it's always good to look at them and take their strategies.
Okay, very good. So you're here for how many years are you here?
I am in my first year. I will be here for 3 years. Okay. And then I have a 4th year online here through Lambton University.
All right. So you're around for a little bit, but beyond that,
Yeah.
where do you see yourself? And I know it's a cliche question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But with e-gaming, excuse me, how do you see your involvement in the esports world? Will you still be around here, or are you going to go pro, or what's the plan?
I'm too old to go pro.
Yeah.
It's just the truth, right? Like, I'm too old. It's just how it is.
Okay.
I'm 25 right now, so
That's old to go pro.
It is an Overwatch.
So I have no chance at all.
It is an Overwatch. I'm sorry. If you're hitting your midlife crisis, don't play Overwatch competitively. You're not going to make it. But I think I would like to coach. Like, I've always had an interest in helping players and improving players, and I think I do well with interacting with people as well, to an extent.
Yeah. Well, you're a lot of fun to be around, though.
I can be obnoxious, though, but this is what a coach needs to be, right? You need to be in their
sometimes,
face.
Yeah.
So I would like to coach, manage teams.
All right.
I'm really interested in the business aspects as well.
Okay.
So as long as it's not a playing aspect, because I'm kind of washed up.
Yeah. No, but I mean pro. I mean, you could go in any area.
Yeah.
What about the broadcasting side of things?
I mean,
you know,
broadcasting.
we're live here. We're doing the Twitch thing, and
I could do this.
Yeah, cool.
I like the broadcasting aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun.
Cool. And it's. What are your thoughts? Let's talk about Twitch here for a moment in specific, because I'm originally a Facebook broadcaster and YouTube. And you know, I've had a Twitch account for about 2.5 years, but I never used it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's pretty regular.
Because I wasn't a gamer, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, recently learning that Twitch has really opened the door.
Yeah, you can stream yourself cooking in your kitchen now.
And they're kind of, I don't want, is it a swear word if I compare them to YouTube? But
no, they're probably gonna eventually own each other at one point.
One
company's gonna own the other one.
Yeah. And well, and you know, obviously, certain people recognize the value, and I mean, you know, obviously, Amazon recognized it enough to purchase Twitch.
This is the future of advertising.
Yeah. So I know for me now, I've sort of shifting gears on my network to a little more Twitch, and you know, Facebook has really just announced some huge changes that they're doing for pages and stuff.
Yeah, they have to get into the market, right? There's no other option. They can't fall behind in something like this.
Yeah. So. Are you okay with that? I mean, as a gamer, because it was originally a gaming platform only, right? Like, you couldn't do anything else. They didn't allow it. Now that they've opened the door to other options, are you okay with that as a gamer?
Yeah, I don't see an issue.
Yeah.
I think everyone should have the opportunity to market themselves. It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, if people like watching video games and you're good at, like, you're a fun person to watch playing video games, go ahead. If people enjoy watching you drive around your car yelling at people, sure, go ahead. Everyone has a market. Everyone has an interest. Like, you have to just be involved, right? I don't care if I don't feel like someone's invading my safe video game space.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right. Well, I can watch you or not, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
a choice. It's like a television channel.
And Twitch loves the extra ad revenue as long as you're doing something really stupid.
Yeah. Well, there's been some interesting Twitch broadcasters. That's we could probably do a whole show on that.
I suppose, and there's a lot.
Some have been banned. Yeah. What are your thoughts? I asked Dave this question before, and then we'll wrap up with you. And this might be an awkward question, but it's why are we not seeing more women e-gaming? I mean, and if there's any women out there watching, don't get me wrong, I know they're out there. But it's kind of, and I used poker as an example. You know, it's a very male-dominating game, but there's been more women showing up, which I think is great. What are your thoughts on that?
This this question's really interesting because statistically, women have faster reaction times than men, right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
So why aren't they in these reaction-based FPS shooters, right? And I think a lot of it comes down to you would need to have their own they would either need their own leagues,
right? Or
if you had mixed teams, you would have to put there's a very good female Overwatch player. I think she's Korean. It's escaping my tongue, but she plays a very reaction-based character, right?
Okay.
But she has issues with she plays solo too much,
right?
And I think the big thing in esports is playing together like a team, which honestly women can do, right? But I don't think it hasn't been adapted well enough into the esports.
Okay.
There hasn't been enough support for them to be able to adapt, to get into the a competitive team aspect. That just isn't there, right? They just accept any talented nerd off the street.
Okay.
Who's usually a guy who's been playing competitive group video games forever, right? And honestly, a lot of times women are ostracized from the groups, right?
Yeah.
So like you can have a very competitive group, and there's only one girl in here. The guys are more than likely going to pick on the girl, or something's going to happen, right? So
Well,
it's hard to build a team mentality,
yeah.
right?
Well, there's the locker room, right?
Yeah, it's the locker room, and like
Yeah.
that's, and especially with something like esports, it's full of nerds, right? And
Yeah.
you wouldn't think the locker room mentality's there with nerds, but I think it's there like 2 times. I think it's way hard. I think it's way harder for a woman to penetrate esports than it is for them to penetrate a traditional sport.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because.
Do you see that changing down the road?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know. I would prefer it to be like the Olympics and mixed divisions.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot more interesting, but.
Speaking of the
We'll see.
Olympics.
Oh, esports at the Olympics. Ooh.
Yeah, you'd love to see it. Do you
Yeah.
think that could ever? I think it could happen. Why not?
I was working the open house today, and I was surprised at, as soon as you explained what the industry was actually about, to just like, I had like people in their golden age coming up talking to me about the program, and at first like, ew, video games. But once you explain them what it's about, right? Like, this is
Yeah.
what kids like. So let's say, like, if I want to advertise, the only thing I can do, and like, I want to reach that 18 to 25 male bracket, all I can do is esports. I can't advertise on Netflix. I can't advertise on YouTube. No one cares about that. So you just need to get product placement on esports, right? So
Yeah.
if the Olympics needs to do that, like, to get like exposure, sure, go ahead. Coca-Cola would love to have every single person slamming a Coke and then playing a game of Counter-Strike,
Yeah,
right?
why not?
Like, they would love
Gatorade or
that.
something,
Yeah, Gatorade,
right?
who cares? They love it.
That's right. Well, I think it's very doable, I guess, would be
100%.
the word, and you know, hopefully, I think there might be some controversy in it,
Of course,
bringing
yeah.
it in, but I mean, something new always is, right?
Yeah, there's
and
a-
you'd love that. You'd
Oh,
love
I
controversy.
Love that. Yeah. Actually, the Patriots, they own a team in the Overwatch League.
Oh.
And they put a tweet out with their players and Tom Brady, and a bunch of old people freaked out on the Twitter saying, these darn kids in their video games,
Oh, yeah.
having them, they ain't like Tom friggin' Brady. Like,
Yeah.
well, Robert Kraft thinks they're like that. He bought the team. He
Yeah.
understands it's valuable, right? Like, maybe you should respect the guy who has a bunch of world-renowned sports teams.
Well, and at the end
And
of the day, I mean, football is a
Yep.
great sport,
It is.
but it's a business.
It is.
Right, and that's what this
What is it
esports.
these days, right?
Well, I mean, and this is it. We're talking about $1 trillion. That's with a T, $1 trillion
Yep.
industry, and I don't know what comes after the letter T in the numbers world, but I think it's headed there.
Big.
And yeah, it's big, right? And we're just scratching the scratch on
Yep.
the scratch, right? The arena here is it was like 21, 22
Yeah, 23, I think
consoles,
is the exact
23.
amount, yeah.
And what an incredible opportunity! I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Lambton College has got the first e-gaming or esports
Yep.
program.
Third in the world, actually. I learned
yeah.
that today. Third in the
Wow,
world.
and that speaks volumes for Lambton College to recognize that as well.
It's amazing. Like, to be third in the world, like, sure, it's nice to be first, right? But even being third when there's thousands of colleges and
Yeah.
universities around the globe, that's insane.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's mind-boggling how progressive the college is and innovative it is.
So 3 o'clock today, you're going to be getting ready to set up for that, and
Yep.
we wish you all the best
Thank
on
you.
that.
We're going to crush them. It's not going to be close.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, Forrest Boyer here.
Thank
He's
you.
the captain of the varsity esports varsity team.
Thank you for having me, Dave.
And you're welcome. We're here live at Lambton College. It's open house day. A lot of that's wrapping up right now, but I'm going to be here till about 4 o'clock. We're going to keep the broadcast going. We've got another special guest coming up in just a moment. So stay tuned. I'm David Burrows, broadcasting for the Video Show Network. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, after a short break, we are back here once again live. Hello, everybody. My name is David Burrows, broadcasting for the Video Show Network, and we're live here today, continuing to be live here at Lambton College. And we are situated in the new Esports arena, which was announced earlier, well, it's last year now, we could say. And really exciting things happening here with the new esports program. And we just talked with, the coach and the captain of the esports varsity team. And now we are privileged to have Yvonne Clark, who is the Dean of School of Business. Thanks for joining us here, Yvonne.
Thank you.
And this has got to be really interesting for you. I know there's lots we're going to talk about here, so thanks for your time. But let's just get a little background on you. You've been here for...
I've been here for 30 years. I started off teaching marketing for 26 years and then became the dean for the last 4.5 years.
Wow, great. How different is this for you? We're going to talk about the new esports program.
Yeah.
And I repeat myself a lot with a lot of people when I say this, but it's like, gaming, really? Like,
who could have imagined?
Were you open to this right away, or did you kind of have some reservations?
Well, as a marketer, you're always looking at whatever is new coming along.
Yeah.
And sometimes as you've been along in your career for 30 years, you get a little bit scared when you see some things because you just don't really understand it. But we had a couple people who had been at the electronics show in Las Vegas last January who had talked with the university, had a very, very successful esports team.
Right.
And that's Robert Morris in Chicago. And they came back and they were telling us all about it. Then they were telling about the industry, because at the electronics show, they're meeting all the people who are parts of the industry. And they're coming back and saying, we really think this should be a program. And I'm like, a program? And so we actually have someone who specializes in program development worked with us to try to imagine what is it the industry needs. And they really did talk with people who are industry professionals to figure that out and to say, are there really jobs at the end of it?
Right.
Because here in the college system, it is about employment at the end.
Absolutely.
So as we talked, we got more and more excited. And once we had the program designed, we did go to our management team to share. Well, they thought we'd fallen off our rockers. You can imagine what that room was like when we presented it. And
the faces.
I know that a couple people who are also deans were looking at me and they were like, have you really lost your mind? Then as we started to talk about it, they started to realize, one of them said, oh my gosh, I spent the weekend in a gaming environment with my son. I had no idea. It was a whole event that had gone on. And then other people around the table said, my son and his friends drove from Ottawa to go to the ACC where it was sold out for an event.
It blows my mind.
And so as we went around the table and as we spent some time talking about it, people realized they were participating in esports. They had no idea.
Yeah.
It opened up their mind. They looked at it and we said, let's go through the process we normally do to develop programs. Let's ensure that everything we're doing is not a rush, that it's actually appropriate. And we went through, and with every single person was excited.
Yeah.
And we continue to be. And as we've developed some more relationships going along, as we opened up our arena here, we became more and more solid that we had done the right thing.
Yeah, it's interesting, and you talk about marketing. A key factor in marketing is recognizing a trend before it becomes one. We've all heard that. But we could compare it back to cell phones. When cell phones first came out, it was just a phone. And I remember lots of people saying, bag phones, right? And mounted in your car, but I'll never have one of those.
No.
And now, we're flying airplanes with these things, and we're doing the amazing things. Is that a fair comparison to what esports gaming is about? It's like, because I know my son, he has a birthday party, and I know when I was a kid, I had a birthday party. I want to have a pool party and a barbecue and everything.
Go bowling.
Right, they're having LAN parties. They all get together and they hook their computers up and they play each other. That's a LAN party, right? So, and that's what he wants for his time. So it's just interesting how that's changed.
It really is. And in the period of time since we started working on this program and developed the program, the world of esports has changed too. Right. And what we're seeing is it is becoming more mainstream. It is a route that some very big sports teams have never had before to go to bring in sponsorships. It's a place where some of the big companies, they've never been able to get to that demographic before.
Right.
So people are starting to realize what esports is, how it works in the marketing world. You do have a global audience when you do an event.
Yes, for sure.
It's
Well, and I
different
mean,
ballgame.
Twitch, is partnered with the college here. I mean, that is huge
Massive.
for Twitch to partner with a college, and Lambton College, and some of us, actually Forrest and I talked about it. Lambton College is an amazing school, and I think being from Sarnia and having relationships here, it's very underrated. I think, and I say that with respect because I know that this college has won awards like all around the world, and I will sidetrack a bit and I'll talk about the Enactus program. As what they sent kids over there. They started a peanut butter factory and created a new economy for a country.
Yep.
Like, and that's just the tip of what Lambton College is. Do you find that sometimes too, because it's college or it's Sarnia, that we're
Yeah.
not on the map as much as we should be with things?
Totally. If we were in Toronto, we'd be killing them all.
Yeah.
There's no question. First of all, we have really good leadership here, and
Yes.
I think that our leaders really help us be successful in new ways, and they help us do it really well, not just mediocre. They don't want mediocrity.
Right.
But I do think that people in Sarnia don't want to sell us that well. They can't believe that they've got a little college here that's that great. But
Yeah.
we really do have a great little college.
Well, and not so little anymore.
Not
Let's
so
be
little.
honest. I mean, I
No.
wish I had a picture to show like the $1 billion expansion
Isn't that gorgeous?
that's going on out there, and I can't wait to get in that new gymnasium. And one of the things I hear about Lambton College often too is because of its size, though. I mean, you don't have 800 students in a room.
No.
You have smaller students in a room, but that's actually an advantage, isn't it?
Well, it totally is an advantage. So in the case of the esports, we're looking at 40 people being in the program.
Right.
It's a good size for a program, but it really allows a more, I'm not going to say a one-on-one relationship, a tighter relationship with the people who are teaching you.
Right.
And that also means that if you need help, it's going to be a lot more available
That's
to
right.
you. People are going to know your name, but they're also going to have expectations of you because they know your name.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps our students be
It's a
successful.
motivator too, for sure. What about and I haven't really looked at it. What about pricing? Let's talk about cost of taking a program, any of the programs, to taking it somewhere else. Is there a balance there, or how does that work?
To be honest with you, when it comes to fees, I'm not 100% knowledgeable on what exactly
Okay.
they are. But basically, within the college system, programs, a business program here and a business program somewhere else are usually within a couple $100 of each other.
Right. Okay.
It would be only programs that are really high demand that would
Okay.
maybe have a different price point on them. So a business program here is probably relatively the same as it would be at George Brown, or if it would be at Centennial.
Okay. All right. And what about a comparison between a college and a university?
Oh, well, that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
So, if you're taking a college program, it's going to be probably half the price for your tuition.
Yeah.
If you're able to stay at home while you're doing it, of course, you're saving on all that money, which often costs even more than the tuition.
Yep.
One of the things that we did when we developed this program is we were looking for ways to ensure that our students had pathways to university.
Right.
That's an important part of any new program we develop these days. So we talked with Nipissing University, a
Right.
partner we have who actually offers university degrees right here in Sarnia. We have quite a number of business students who go that route.
Yeah.
And so we worked with them to ensure that there was a pathway for our esports students to continue on and eventually get their Bachelor of Commerce or
Yeah.
Bachelor of Business Administration.
And that's another secret that I think is
Yeah.
needs to be more promoted here.
It is. Right now I have 29 people in the program, in the Nipissing degree program. Had a lot more people who've gone through it. Some doing it full time, some doing it part time after they graduate. So they're working with their working world.
That's awesome. We'll go back to the conversation, conversation number one, where you got the jaws dropping on
Oh,
the
yeah.
floor. How many more conversations? Like you say, that was a while back, but how many more conversations did it really take? Was there people that had to be convinced outside of
yeah.
this environment?
Well, in order to do a program, people have to agree to put the money behind it.
Right.
So ultimately, we have to get to our president and our vice president of finance. An interesting thing is that on the day we present it, normally you're allocated, your 10 or so minutes to present.
Oh, okay.
Nobody else got to present that day.
Oh.
our esports was the first thing that was presented, and it took the entire rest of the meeting.
Yeah.
Because people needed to learn more and more and more. Once they got through it, it was about a 10 or 15 minutes to get people starting to realize what it was.
Stop rolling the eyes.
Yeah, and then as we started to explain, and about 55 minutes in, people were on side.
Okay.
Of course, part of this was we were going to need an arena.
Right.
Okay.
Space.
And so if we weren't able to get an arena, we weren't going to be able to have the program. So we left, and we left it in the hands of two vice presidents to have to go to our VP of Finance and say, this is what we want.
Right.
And they had to convince her. By the end of the day, she was willing to talk.
Right.
So within one day, a whole lot changed in terms of what we wanted to do.
That's amazing.
We had to find money to do it and get agreement. As soon as you could give people the real story and why this was important to do, they were on side.
Yeah. They just have to have that open mind about it, right?
They
because
do.
it's new. It is. It's still new.
It is.
So.
And they had to spend a lot of money, to build the arenas. Unbelievably gorgeous.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get one of those chairs under my coat when I leave, but.
Oh, I know. Have you sat on them?
Yes.
Oh, they're phenomenal. But at the same time, you also have to have not just money, but you have to have people able to do it. We have an amazing IT team here.
Yes.
But if they're going to work on this, that takes them away from other projects that they're working on. So everybody was impacted by us trying to bring esports on. It didn't. You don't just decide to do it and you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You decide you want to do it. You have to get the finances. You have to get the people with the skills,
in place
and do it.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us here. Before we go, is there anything you want to add that we missed, or?
No, but if people are interested in the program, February 1st is the deadline to apply.
Yep.
We really hope that, we already know we have good applications, but we really do hope that people are interested to get their application in so they're considered.
Yeah, and they can go to lambtoncollege.ca to find out more information on that. Yvonne Clark, again, thank you so much for joining us. And what a great conversations we're having here this afternoon as we're live at Lambton College, and specifically right here in front of the esports arena. We're going to try at some point to give you a view of that as well. But for now, we're going to take another short break, and we'll get ready for my next guest coming up in just a few moments. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm David Burrows, broadcasting for the Video Show Network. We'll be back shortly. All right, we are back here once again. Thanks for joining us and sticking around and joining us. We've got lots more folks we're going to talk to here today. If you're just joining us, we are live at Lambton College here in Sarnia, and they just finished their open house up here from earlier this morning to about 2 o'clock. We're still here because we're at the new Esports arena here at Lambton College, and they have their Esports varsity team and a new Esports program that is available for whoever wants to apply, and that's the deadline for that is coming up at February 1st. You can go to lambtoncollege.ca to find out more information about that. But with me right now, joining me here is Zane Ishmael. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, thanks for joining me here. So you're part
Thanks
of the you're welcome. You're part of the esports team here.
Yeah, so I'm on the varsity Overwatch team.
Okay. So what's your and you have to forgive me because I'm still new to this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm learning more and more. What's your role on the team?
So I play as a support player for Overwatch. So it's kind of like the healer. I don't know, the backbone of the team.
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of I sort of be the leader, kind of like a little bit of the leader,
right?
Because I don't know, I have to do focus fire to people and everything.
Right.
I don't know. It sounds kind of nerdy and everything.
No,
so,
that's okay. Well,
yeah,
and you can say it's nerdy, but you know more than I do about it. So who's the nerd? Let's go. I want to get a little more background on you. How did you get started in e-gaming, and what was your first kind of game that you played as far back as you want to go?
So really, it started all the way back in 2012.
Okay.
So I started playing this game called Black Ops 2 on PS3. So it was kind of like my first game where they first introduced like an esports.
Yep.
So I kind of played there and like their whole competitive scene. Not really like into like actual professional, but like in the game they have like a professional like mode. Okay. So from there I kind of started playing that, and then I branched off to computer. So I bought a laptop. Yeah. And I got into this game called Smite, and so me and a couple buddies, we kind of like play like here and there, and like in their competitive. And I started like really getting into it, watching like competitive games and like rooting for like certain teams.
Yeah.
And then from last winter, actually, I bought my first computer. Oh wow. And like some of my friends just started playing this game called Overwatch.
Yeah.
And like last summer, last summer I got into the competitive, and I really like started liking the game, and then from here I actually heard that it's the first year that they're going to do varsity esports. Right. So it was a big win-win for me. Yeah. And then from there I kind of saw like an ad saying we have tryouts coming out for I think September like 11th or something. So I just decided why not just try out and like hopefully make it, and that's what happened.
And here you are today.
Yeah. Right?
That's exciting for you then, because you don't just like try out and like there was a journey that got you here. Right?
Yeah.
And what do you want to do with esports? I mean, are you taking the program here as well, or what else are you doing here at the college?
For now, I'm in the power engineering program.
Okay.
So I kind of want to keep going in that, like do my 3 years and maybe find a job or something. Yeah. But like if it's
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Yeah, right.
So actually I found this esports entrepreneurship program, which like they're just introducing right now, and I find it pretty appealing because it's a new it's a new platform. Not really a lot of people know about it. Yeah. And it's just growing and growing from the past couple of years. Right. So it's kind of a unique program. Okay. And like not a lot of colleges know about it. Not a lot of colleges offer it. So I think like if you kind of get a degree in there, you could make pretty good standing out of everyone else, because you'll have some good experience, and you have like first head-on experience with like an actual team. So
what have you learned? I mean, you had to learn your game obviously. Self-taught just by playing the game. Yeah. But being here and being on the team and being in this arena. It must be advantageous for you to have other players around you on a consistent basis. What kind of things have you learned being on the team?
So being on the team, I kind of really learned that teamwork is like major. It's super key, because like I always thought of if I'm just the best player or whatever, I'll kind of get good on the team and like show them how it's done. Right. But really, it's not about just you yourself. It's about the whole team together. Because without like a full team, like you can't really win. There's no I in team, right? Right.
So
okay. That's kind of what I learned through the experience on this arena. I kind of find it to be like, well, first of all, it's better than like what I have at home and whatever.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is a kick-ass system.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I don't know, like from there, well, teamwork's, yeah, that's kind of like the big goal out of this, and really I can't really think of anything else. That's
so I find it amazing when I watch. We've got some things going on here, and we look in the background. I just see so much going on with pressing all these buttons. Like I'm learning how to play Rocket League, okay? 'Cause that's simple, right? Or golf. How do you? It just seems so complicated. But is it really that complicated? Or is it something? I mean, you can't just sit down and start playing this. So how do you?
I mean, like for games such as Overwatch, it's kind of like it's a pretty good pickup game. Like you can just pick it up, kind of play around, and get like to some degree kind of like well. But I think when it comes to going to like a professional standpoint or like playing like we just did in a tournament,
right?
So like getting to that next level, it really takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of teamwork too.
Right.
So like going from just playing as a casual like player, going up to that professional standpoint, I think it takes a lot of work to get up there.
All right. So you got to practice. A
lot of practice. Yeah.
And that's great. You have that arena here to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's notable to say that you're not in the e-gaming program, but you don't have to be in order to be on the team. You just have to be in a program full time here at the college.
Yeah.
Right? Well, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the college. I mean, you're here. Where are you from?
I'm from Port Elgin. It's a small town
Yeah,
up north.
okay, just not too far away.
Yeah, just
but
like
a little colder than where we're sitting.
Yeah.
So, what was it? I guess sorry, you said you're in the engineering program.
Yeah.
What was it about Lambton College that made you decide that's where I want to go?
So up in Port Elgin, there's a power plant known as Bruce Power.
Yep.
So like my dad works there, and a lot of his friends work there too.
All right.
And from there, I got into a co-op like in high school.
All right.
So like I got there, I did for like hands-on experience with like all the other operators and everything.
Okay.
And like my dad used to always talk to me about like, yeah, this is the job you want, and like it's really good pay, really good benefits. It's an amazing job, and like I wanted to see how it's like. So,
so
I went up there, and
Dad's
like,
got to be proud. Then we're always proud when our sons follow our footsteps. Yeah.
So from there, I kind of saw that this is something I'd like to do for like kind of the rest of my life. And like Port Elgin's a really nice place to live too.
Yep.
And so I kind of want to go back there and just kind of.
So you want to stay around home then?
Yeah, I don't really want to branch out to anywhere like Toronto or like out of the country or out of the province. So from there I kind of decided there was 3 colleges that came in mind. So it was Georgian College in Owen Sound, which is like the local college.
Right.
There's Cambrian College, which is up north in Sudbury, and there's a college here, Lambton, right?
Right.
So I was kind of thinking Georgian would be kind of my go-to because it's local. It's not like that expensive.
Okay.
But the pro about coming to Lambton is that it's not that far away compared to Cambrian, and it also gives you can also get Steam time to get your 3rd class operator,
right,
rather than like your 4th class that you can get from Georgia.
Okay.
So, and it's just a year extra, and it really gets you that that one up against like anyone.
So there were a lot of variables that brought you here then.
Yeah.
What about the leadership here? Do you recognize any of the leadership in the schools and the different programs? I mean, as far as support for helping you find your career, and what kind of support services do you use here?
So do you mean like support services on like the program?
Yeah, to help you with your program or even activities that are here. I mean, you're obviously involved in the esports, but are there other services here that you take advantage of as well to help you get through things?
Well, the good thing about this school and like the classes is that they're like nice, small, compact classes, so you can like really get a good connection with your teacher,
right?
And you can
That's important.
you can talk. It's not like a big university where like your teachers kind of just know you as one of their students, right?
Number
like,
302 up in the corner.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the classes are really small and like concise, so like you can really get a good like learning experience with the teachers,
right?
And the school here offers free tutoring too. So like if you're having any if you're having any trouble with like classes or whatever, you can always go to like the tutoring service, and they're really good tutors. Like I also had them like 'cause I'm not the greatest in math. So,
okay.
yeah, I kind of went there.
You're better than me, I'll tell you.
I don't know about that. So I kind of went there, and I kind of got like a quick tutor session, like an hour or something, and it really kind of helped me learn and like get a good idea of like the.
So it's nice to know you've got some help. You're not alone when you. It helps with frustration too, I'm sure, at times when you can lean on somebody.
Plus, like I know a couple of my friends. Like one of my friends is in University of Toronto.
Okay.
And for him to get a tutor, he has to take a bus to like a different campus, and yeah, it's like a huge process there, and like you have to pay for the tutor and everything.
Okay.
Here is just like right in the college, so.
That's awesome. That's great.
Plus, I live in the residence, so like just 5 minutes walk and
perfect.
I'm here.
Very good. Well, I know you've got a match coming up here today at 3 o'clock, so we're going to let you go and get in some practice time there. Zain Ishmael, thank you so much for joining, and good luck on the match here today.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll run into you some more here at Lambton College.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. We're here once again, broadcasting live from Lambton College, and wherever you're watching, please take time to share the link around. We're going to take another break, and I'm not sure who our next guest is coming up, but we're going to have some more here. And then we're going to keep updating you as the Esports varsity team starts their match coming up at 3 o'clock. We're going to show you some of that, hopefully, as well. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be back shortly. I'm David Burrows, broadcasting for the Video Show Network. Say that 5 times fast. You know what I meant. We'll be back shortly. All right. Well, that was quick. We're back again here live from Lambton College. If you're just joining us, we're here at the Esports Arena here at Lambton College. They had their open house earlier today, and we're here. They've got the Esports team has got a match coming up at 3 o'clock. But before that, we've got our friend Lori Aiken. You are the manager of IT operations. Did I get that right?
That is correct.
Manager IT operations. That's a big title for somebody. What is that exactly?
So I look after the IT department, the infrastructure team.
Okay.
All the way down to help desk, which is our level 1 team.
Right.
And everything in between. So we do all the client services side. We also do the networking, servers, switches, software for students.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
And when things go wrong, everybody comes running to you and says,
Absolutely.
"Fix it now."
Yes, they do. So IT is something people don't think about, and that's good.
Yeah.
Because when things are working, they don't want to hear from us.
That's right.
But when things go wrong,
That's
we
when
have
we
to act
got to
very
reach out
quickly.
to you.
So, and it's a 24/7 responsibility.
Yeah, I was going to say
our
you
websites
can't.
and stuff.
Yeah. So are you on call, or is somebody always on call, or available, or how does that work?
Yep. So as management, we're the first people that get called, and then if we need to call in people to come and help us,
Right.
technical people, then we can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But as management, we still have our hands on the pulse of the technical side
Yeah.
too, so we can do some of
Yeah,
the fix
that's right.
ourselves as
Well, and true to the fact that you say that when you need something, I forgot some stuff today, and I had to reach out to my IT department here at Lambton College to
See,
fix
we
me
helped
up.
you,
So it
didn't
was
we?
great. I was like, oh yeah, where's
Yes.
IT when you need them? So let's talk. So obviously this links into your involvement with the esports arena here.
Right.
You guys are looking after this and setting it up, or what's your connection there to all of this?
So my connection is that Rick Brown, who you're very familiar with,
Yeah, yeah.
came to me actually. Probably,
Lucky guy that's just been in Vegas and now is in LA.
Right.
eh?
Yeah. Last November, December, and we kind of started having this conversation about esports and viewership, and it was like
Yeah.
we started talking amongst ourselves, and then I was like, let's see what we can do with this, right? Let's
Yeah.
take it and see. So as management, I was the one that went and spoke kind of on behalf of Rick and
Okay.
and us and the idea, and took it to administration, and
So
they took it from there.
let me ask you this: how open were you to this gaming thing that we were talking about, and making it into a program? Did you have your?
You know what so what happened with me is I was at a friend's house and her niece was there.
Okay.
And I sat down beside her niece was on the iPad watching something, and I'm like, what are you watching? And she was watching this lady open Kinder eggs
Yeah.
and just go over and over and open the Kinder egg and go through. All you saw was her hands.
Yeah.
It was kind of creepy, opening these Kinder eggs, and there's this little rabbit in there, and then there's this piece of gum and whatever. And then I started hearing more and more about this is what's happening. These kids are just watching people do things like open up boxes of Lego and stuff.
Yep.
And I was like, viewership idea, right? And then this kind of tied into the whole conversation with Rick, and then he talked about the viewership and the ACC selling out and to
Yeah.
watch these games, and then we talked about the esports idea being varsity, and then why couldn't it tie in? And then the whole program idea started to come to
Yeah.
fruition, and
So you got excited.
yeah, very excited, very quickly. For anything to happen this quickly.
I was going to say, because this was
Yeah.
talked about and done, and this was built in
Built.
3 months,
Exactly.
maybe.
Yeah. For this facility to come online that quickly is a real tribute to how much this college
And
supports
we
it.
say come online, no pun intended,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But and some other folks come online. I mean, Twitch has come online.
Yes.
I know Logitech's been involved, and all
Yeah.
these different companies. The program itself, though, that's going to be teaching many different aspects, like broadcasting side to the gaming side to marketing and the business and all that stuff. Have you seen the response yet? I mean, as far as people applying for the program, or what? I know you probably can't throw out numbers or anything, but it's been overwhelming, or it's been
It's been very
better
good.
than you would expect.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay.
And better than we expected.
Okay.
Well, I guess you're hoping up here, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But it's been in line with what we've expected.
Okay. Good.
And actually today we just had our open house.
Yeah.
And our esports booth was busy all day.
Yeah.
We had people from Toronto here specifically for this program. So it was really, really,
Yeah.
really.
That's
I was
exciting.
just speaking with Eric, and we were just saying how it just gives us such satisfaction
tingly?
to know that yeah, exactly. I was saying that my stomach gets that weird feeling
Yeah.
because I'm so excited and so proud of us
Yeah.
for having moved forward with this, and
Well,
for the
because-
college for
To embrace
embracing it.
Yeah. Because there's been obstacles, and I know I always bring it up too. When I came in here today, Eric was giving a tour, and The parents were with the kids. When I say the kids, I mean the
Yeah, I
college
know. I
kids,
still call them
right?
that
I
too.
do it, right? But the kids are here and they're excited. Obviously,
Mhm.
they're like, Dad, it's like Christmas morning
Yeah.
almost. But the parents, I found interesting that they are taking an interest because I remember when we did our broadcast a while back saying, you're having that obstacle with parents like, really, take gaming. It's like basket
Yeah,
weaving,
yeah, I know, yeah.
But they really seem to be buying into it though.
Yeah.
Is that what you were seeing here today too?
I was, yeah, and I was actually having the same conversation with someone else. Is that a lot of parents would come up. The students know all about it, right?
Yeah.
But the parents want to learn about the industry.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was speaking to a lot of moms, and they were saying, well, and I said, well, kids are going to do this anyways. They're going to game. But at least now you're getting them into college. You're getting them into a post-secondary environment.
Right.
You're getting them with their peers. They're having interactions. They're not just talking to people online.
Yeah.
There's so many more things they can get involved in.
And they may discover other things while at college and having the college experience.
Exactly. And, esports, I said, think of anything you do in traditional sports.
Yeah.
It has to happen in esports too.
That's right.
The event management, the commentation, all the things, the write-ups, the journalism.
Yep.
It's all got to happen for esports too.
You got to have announcers and the broadcasters.
We need people like
you got it. It's true, right?
Yeah.
It all comes together for
exactly.
that. I know you've got to move on here, but just before you go, is there any final thoughts you want to share about the program or what you're doing here?
I guess if anyone wants to learn more, just check us out online at www.lambtoncollege.ca and apply. If you want to learn more about our varsity team, you can find out about that at lclions.ca. And otherwise, just come to the college, check us out.
Yeah.
Give us a call.
You don't have to wait for an open house. You can just walk in and find
Anytime.
somebody.
We have tours every week. If you want to see the campus, we're happy. If all else fails, come to the IT department.
Perfect.
We'll send you in the right direction.
Go see Lori.
Exactly.
Right on. Lori, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thanks,
It's always great to see you. My friend Lori joining us here at Lambton College. And you can come and join them here at Lambton College. Check them out online, as she said, lambtoncollege.ca. Deadlines for the programs to apply are February 1st, so get on it. And thank you all so much for watching, and we're grateful to all our guests that are being here today. We're going to take another short break, and we're going to find our next guest, and then we'll be checking in with our eVarsity team here as well to see how they're doing with their match coming up in about 4 minutes' time. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Thanks again, Laurie. Thanks to all of you for watching. I'm David Burrows, broadcasting for the Video Show Network. We'll be back right shortly. go. Yes, we're back here once again. For those of you who are joining us and watching, we are here live at Lambton College. They finished their open house that they had here today. But we're sticking around because the E varsity team is, well, they've started their match in probably about 1 minute time. We're going to check in with them. We've been talking about the program that is here available, all the programs that are available by going to lambtoncollege.ca. But right now, joining us, this is Mark Hill, and you are the founder of the Lambton College gaming community.
Yes, sir.
That's a mouthful. What
is
what is that? What is it?
So, my brother and I, last year, I was here at Lambton taking the process piping design program, and in that time, I was hoping that when I got to college, I'd be getting involved, a lot more involved within the college,
Right.
in the intramurals or in sports.
Okay.
And first semester, it didn't turn out that way.
All right.
Then in second semester, I then had the idea and talked with my brother Joel about it, about maybe getting a club about video gaming. I'm like, there's an opportunity here and it's growing, so I thought we should put a club together, and I put that in to the SAC office here at Lambton, and they had it with open arms. They're willing.
Yeah,
to
that's great. They
open
embraced
up
it
the
right
door.
away.
Yes, yeah. So it's been close to almost a year now of the club being here. So and we're hoping that it will continue to grow.
Okay. So how many members would you have then?
So we have our Facebook page right now. We have over 130 members in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's just growing. And especially with the Esports arena being here, there's a lot more interest in that.
Sure.
And being here for it.
And it is a great opportunity. You've recognized that for sure. Well, I might be interested in that because I'm new to the gaming world, of course, and my coach is my 17-year-old son, right? So, but it's interesting though that you have a club, and I mean, I'm going to ask you in a minute what kind of things you do. But so there's the new guy like me. Is this something for me too? Or is this just for like to already have to kind of know what I'm doing, or how does that work?
Right. So the club, we built it towards anyone that is coming to Lambton, any current students. We're trying to build it towards anyone that's coming here and they have a thing to go to. And yeah, so it's built towards anyone that's a current student want to come here, and it could be any level of gaming that they know about.
Okay.
Or they've never any.
So you're
before.
saying I can't join?
Unfortunately, not there. No.
They don't have like an old guy membership card or something like that, maybe?
We'll try to let you know.
Okay, we'll talk about that. No, it's great though, because and I'm looking over here and I'm seeing things like Disc Jam, Rocket League. That's the one I'm learning how to play. I'm really trying hard to learn how to play that. But what is it about gaming that you enjoy? Like, I mean, or let me start first. Do you have a favorite one that you, if there was any one game on a desert island you could play, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Oh man, what game would I be playing? I always liked the Half-Life series. I always liked playing those. I remember my uncle. We go to back in the day. We go to Rogers Video and rent video games.
Oh yeah.
And then he also had a computer there, and we were able to play Half-Life there. And I remember playing that game, and that was definitely a groundbreaking game. And I thought that was really cool. And then Half-Life 2, and I don't know, maybe Half-Life 3, we'll see. But yeah, that was a game that I really liked, and I just liked the whole scene to it, and with Gordon Freeman, and just the whole scene that they built in the game.
Okay.
The whole world.
Cool. So what kind of things are you doing in the club then? Well, like you have activities, do you have tournaments?
Yeah, so we try to have events. We try to have meetings maybe once or twice a week. We'll get people together, and we'll talk about maybe games they're currently playing, maybe what games or deals or websites to look out, because there's so many gaming sites that sell games that we never even knew about.
Yeah.
So there's so much out there.
So it's a lot of networking going on too, as part of your club.
Yeah, so we try to get people to tell them, hey, there's these sites here, and then we also tell them about different games, and there's some games that they never even heard of,
right?
And they love them. So
okay.
Yeah, we try to open them up to where to get games at to help them out, and then also games that maybe we never played.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I know this is your brother, right?
Yes.
Joel. So we can bring him in here, and we'll bring whatever you got to bring in. Maybe what we'll do is, come on in right in here. It's okay. Just stand in the middle or stand on the side, and we'll fit you in. Maybe if you want to take the headset off, and then we'll just no, just here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let you be the microphone, about like that, because you can hear me talking anyway, right? So there you go. When you're just talking, you're gonna be the interview guy. You're gonna point the microphone. Okay. All right. So Joel, welcome. Yeah.
Hey, how are you doing?
What's your role in this? Your brothers obviously, but what's your role in the club here?
So I'm still a current student right now at Lambton College.
Yeah.
So I'm actually in the ISET program here, and I just finished my second year. I'm moving into my third year here at the college.
Okay.
I'm just coming back from a co-op actually that I had in the fall.
Right.
So while I'm here, since I'm more of a current student now, so I'll kind of keep up to date and keep a lot of like different meetings going throughout the college.
Okay.
And also just meeting with other students and just like creating those events and creating the social group events and meeting with other people.
Right. Okay. So do you guys, your brothers? So do you ever fight about what to do?
Yes.
Yes. He didn't even hesitate.
Yeah, no doubt.
How do you? And that's actually an honest question, because that does happen, between families. So how do you work that stuff out? Who gets to decide then, or how do you work through the differences when you say, okay, but this is what we're going to do?
We do it pretty good. We do a pretty good job.
I think, we usually find the middle ground there eventually. But no, it's a great team. I know sometimes I might bring in the ideas, and Joel's the one that he executes a lot of the stuff, and so he's the main backbone of that too.
Yeah, okay.
So I had the idea of the club, and then he loved the idea of it. So then we was able to work on that together. Right.
So I tease you, but I know obviously you're a team, right? And you both recognize each other's strengths in putting the club together. So, what Joel? What things is that your sign over there?
That's not a sign. No, don't worry about that.
Oh, don't worry about that. Okay.
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. Never mind. You didn't see.
It's just a schedule.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So what's next for the Lambton College gaming community, and how can we're going to wrap things up here, but how can they find you? You're on Facebook, or is there a cost to join?
We have a Facebook group.
Okay.
Now we set it to invite students of Lambton College.
Okay.
So those that are current students, if they just go ahead and apply to that Facebook group, it's called Lambton College Gaming Community.
Okay.
And then we'll just accept them into the group. And we also have an Instagram.
Okay.
LCGC group is the
All
tag.
right.
And you can follow our Instagram, see updates on events that we host, and we actually just recently posted a video showing the trailer of the new arena.
Yeah, okay.
So that's up there. It's also on YouTube.
Okay.
It's on my own personal channel. Now, I don't know if right now it's on my personal channel, Muggsy.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to find it.
Okay.
MGZY.
All right.
But yeah, you easily could find it on the Instagram there. And
so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of membership?
Membership.
Is it you or is it him?
Well,
The reason I'm asking is because I want a membership, but he says I have to be a student. So I want to know who's in charge of making that decision.
Oh, like membership as in... I mean,
I want to join the club, and he says I got to be a student. So I guess maybe I'll take the esports program.
Yeah.
It's only the first year. It's only the first year now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so myself and Joel, we started that, and then this September, we also got two other guys to help out, Ethan Shackleton and Austin Castleman. They're also going to be heading up the club this year as well. So we had kind of handed the club over to them in times, and then so we're hoping that they can carry that on.
Okay, great.
If we're not able to in the future. So and then we're hoping that they will carry on to the next group of students. So we're hoping that there's passionate individuals.
Right. I see.
Come
Okay.
here and are able to join.
What a great idea, and good for you guys for putting it together, presenting it to SAC, and now you're putting it in motion. That's awesome. That's gonna make you feel pretty good too.
It's awesome. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, right on.
It's fun.
Well, thanks so much, guys, both of you, for joining me here today.
Yeah,
Joel
thanks for having me, Dave.
and Mark, you as well, and good luck on the Lambton College gaming community. Go on Facebook and find them. Instagram, as I said, out there as well. So it just shows this industry growing and how students are embracing the esports arena. And when I say the esports arena, I don't just mean this one. I mean the world arena of esports. And we're going to keep talking about that here for probably the next hour as well. So we're going to take a short little break, and then we'll be back. And we're going to check in with our eVarsity team, see how they're doing currently in their match. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm David Burrows with the Video Show Network. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Try this. I was muted. Okay. Are you hearing it through this or through this? All right, well, we're back here once again, checking in with our team here at Lambton College, and we've got one of the players actually is streaming live to Twitch, so we're sharing this. So what you're seeing here on your screen right now is the Lambton College varsity team competing here. I'm not sure who they're playing against right now, but there's a lot of action going on in there. So we're going to let you watch some of that for a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to go actually right into the arena. We may at some point take a camera and show you that. But for now, we're just going to let you enjoy some of the gaming coming through right here live, right behind us, and now on your screen as they continue to compete this afternoon. So stay with us, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I'm David Burrows for the Video Show Network. Enjoy the broadcast. All right, we're going to take a little break from that broadcast, but right now, stand by. We're going to give you, we're going to take you live right into the esports arena here. Stay with us just for a moment. So yes, what you're seeing here is the live action in the esports arena with the eVarsity team currently. It's that Overwatch we're seeing. There's also a CS:GO on the other side there, and very intense playing going on there. There's a lot of laughter going on there too. I was in there earlier watching them play, and they're having a lot of fun, but very, very competitive. And this gentleman here that you just saw, he's probably one of the best on the team. And there you can see the coach there following along as there's Overwatch. We wanted to give you this perspective of just what's available for if you want to come in, and you can do corporate planning, corporate team leadership, birthday parties, and all that kind of fun. If you want to find out more about it, you just go to lambtoncollege.ca, and you'll be able to find out more about the program. And this is open to the public, like I said, to rent, to use, and have some fun. You come on down here and check it out. It's something different to do for sure. And I'm actually going to be doing a live broadcast weekly. We haven't figured out the time just yet, but they're going to let me come in and have some gaming fun in there as well. So I want to say thanks to Lambton College for inviting me to be here. Happy to be here to support our local college and all the different amazing programs that are offered here at Lambton College. Go to lambtoncollege.ca to find out more about all of that. And thanks to all my guests who were on here. And I want to say special thanks from the IT department and my friend Eric Brown, who made sure we had everything we needed here, and he's operating the camera in there right now. So thank you, Eric. And our friend Rick Brown, who's actually, I think he's in LA right now. He was just at a convention in Las Vegas about gaming, and we're going to be probably checking in with him on Monday at some point. So we'll let you know about that as soon as we do. There's the fun going on there as well. So we're going to let you watch some more of that, but that's all you hear from me today. Thank you, Lambton College, and thanks to all of you for watching this. And wherever you're e-gaming, enjoy your experience. Bye for now.